Hey everyone, this is your OG Original Gamer, and this is another Godforge video. Today we'll be pulling back the curtain to show you OG's first 3 weeks as a content creator. Does iterate and improve really work, you ask? We will show you in this quick dive into the content creation world. Without further ado, let's optimize. Alright, so today we are going to take a look at the journey that your OG has been on for the last 3 weeks. The first video that I put out was on April 18th at actually 12:35 a.m. and it was a reaction video to the announced trailer that we had seen a few weeks before that. Now, I showed Lucent as an alternative singer in that very first video. Now, just a call out that I learned from that, you have to be careful. You really want to check if your content is going to have any or reuse any content that has copyright restrictions. You want to be careful with that because it can very much limit your videos. Now, this is why I went with covers of songs instead of the original songs, because most of the original songs have copyright restrictions, but a lot of the covers do not, as those singers are trying to promote themselves. So since that first video, which I think we only had like, I don't know, 35, 36 views on that first video, we have put out 26 long form videos in the last 24 days. But the views were just not coming that way. So we'll look into how I pivoted my strategy as we get deeper into this video. All right, so here we have the top videos that I had. So now a few videos did do better than others. Anything that had a reliquary room mention drove a couple of my videos over 100 views. But the biggest driver I saw was the 2 parody songs that I put out for fun, Gotcha Paradise and Wallet Balls. And so now in full transparency, I did promote these 2 videos just as a test run to understand the promotions. I took a small amount. It was my birthday last weekend, and I took $100. And so I did a test with these 2 videos. I promoted each one for $50. One is focused on views, getting the most views possible, and the other is focused on subscribers, as you see there. So Gotcha Paradise pulled in over 2,200 views, but it was designed to gain views. And then Wallet Balls was designed to bring in subscribers. It brought in 45 new subscribers to the channel during its, I don't know, 6 or 7 days promotion. So here you can see the results, but this is all the spend that I had during this period. There was no more promotions, or nothing else was driven by spend. So here's what I saw, and this is really, we're going to see what iterate and improve looks like in statistical graphing. So we had an early surge brought on by a small promotion of Gotcha Paradise. It was a ridiculous video, and we also had a short do really well. I was not very familiar with shorts, didn't understand how to create them and use them, so it was a very early introduction to shorts. We'll get into that in a second, but this is my long form videos. You see the big bump that Gotcha Paradise provided with 2,200 views, and that was really nice, but it didn't feel like it was sustainable, or we knew how to do it again, right? We were falling back down to earth, and I was looking for a way to build our daily views in a more predictable and sustainable way. So this is when things started to change. Now, you see here, this was our 10-day check-in, okay? So at 10 days, we had gotten 314 views. Okay, so not very big, although the graph doesn't look bad. You'll see as it gets later that these numbers are dwarfed by what we would do in the next week and so on. But this is the 10-day check-in that we had. So I started to do further research. I watched videos on YouTube that explain some strategies for gaining new subscribers or building your daily views, and this is where, like I said, I started to make some strategic changes, and I noticed some things were changing. But this was the very first short that I ever posted, and talk about beginner's luck. It shot off to over 1,000 views. I didn't feel like I knew anything I was doing. Now, it did thankfully get some promotions, and there was like a mention on, not the short, but on a video that's tied to the short from Fateless at that time. So had some factors all coming together at the same time. But I did not really know what I was doing with these shorts. I could just, as you'd say, get kind of lucky. This was massive amounts of views for the very first short that I ever put out. And this is really what made me go, maybe I should pivot a little and look at prioritizing shorts. Okay, so here was my channel analytics. So I started to prioritize shorts. And what I mean by that is I started to think during my long form videos of how could this be snipped as a short. And then I waited and I started releasing the most interesting 15 to 60 second snips from my long form videos, and like voila, the shorts got these massive view spikes. I had one shoot over 1,000. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't appreciate how good that was until later. But now I put out shorts, and I did experiment with putting out shorts on the longer side, like closest to 60 seconds, and I put some at 15 seconds, and I wanted to get a feel for how those worked. I would say you want to mix of both, maybe like a 2-to-1 ratio for shorter to longer, and you kind of mix them in. I like to release these in pairs. For some reason, the third one, if I release them like every 15-20 minutes, and the third one just does not do as well, so I've been releasing them in pairs, just like shorts as 1-2 1-2 instead of a single, or I thought maybe 3 would be the ideal number to really kind of get some traction and build, you're seeing a couple different things from this content creator, but the third ones for some reason just haven't been getting near as much of the same traction, so I try to release them in pairs, as I say. So this was what we were looking at. In this first period, you see that initial bump is now a much smaller bump because as I instituted shorts, I was getting much higher views than I had ever gotten just with long form videos. So then we hit this point. We get into this past weekend, and I consider YouTube to kind of be like a boss fight. I needed to understand how it worked, the algorithm, and how to in order to optimize my results. So I started by laying a ground layer of interest with shorts, and then I tied them back to my long form videos, and that's like knocking down 2 targets with 1 bullet, which is what we're always looking to do in gaming, right? Do more with less and maximize our chances at double or triple dipping. So this is no different. So you see, fast forwarding to this morning, this was just from this morning, and we had 5,000 views in the last 48 hours, just switching at this point to a shorts prioritized strategy over a long form content strategy. Now this doesn't mean I'm not putting out long form videos, but I don't have to put them out per se every day. I can use my shorts to maintain my views, and then really make my long form these hubs that I direct traffic back to. So now, before I even get started, I have snipped and I'm posting a string of shorts, and I'm driving sometimes 1,000 views just off those shorts before I've even posted my main video for the day. And it's almost like I've warmed up the engine, and people are like, oh, we've seen Optimized Gaming, we've seen OG, like, what else is he putting out? I'm interested. It's like I wet their palate before I just ask them to read my thesis. So how is this working for us? Well, here is this morning. We crossed 10,000 views in our first 28 days. It was shorter than that. I think we started on the 18th, so May 18th is still about a week away. But really, this was one of our big goals, was to get over 10,000 views on our videos and on our content. And I would never have done this without my prioritization of shorts and using shorts and long form in a very combined method to drive traffic at its highest levels. Okay, so I can now snip off and spin shorts even immediately after just posting my long form video and help drive views to it. Sometimes, like, my videos struggled at first. I would literally like cheer if my view count went from 9 to 10 or 29 to 30 would be huge, right? But now I watch a short kick off for like 400 or 500 views in the first 20 minutes, and I'm a lot less worried about my long form content getting views as quickly as like maybe I'd like or the algorithm would like. So I found that this helps keep my content relevant longer. And then the last bit of advice, like I was saying before, from my experiments, I'm here on the East Coast, so Eastern Standard Time, but 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. seem to be my prime windows for dropping content and seeing it spike the quickest and the highest. So you should look for these sort of trends in your data too, as well as you help to optimize how your content is received and spread. Just also want to take a minute and thank the community. Obviously, you guys watching my videos is how this happens. So I just want to thank all of you who have watched my videos, shared my videos, liked them, have subscribed to the channel. I'm excited. We're getting excited at Optimized Gaming for the launch of Godforge and the full-time content coverage that we'll be doing. But we just want to thank you for watching our videos because you're the one that makes it happen. So, wrapping up. All right, folks, so this is going to wrap us up for this topic for today. And again, thank you for stopping by and listening in. If you liked what you heard, hit that like button because then Sammy gets a snack. Subscribe to the channel, or Gunnar says he's going to give you nose kisses until you submit, and change your notifications to all so that Shadow won't be able to slip by any of this great material by you. Take care of yourself, and remember, play smarter.